There's a lot of ebbs and flows. And the second point that I want to make, or that Goobers actually made, was there's a lot, especially with bits, there's ways to make monetizing your stream fun and integrate it
Yes.
into the channel. Where you're not just sitting there like asking for money, right?
If you're not doing that, you're doing it wrong. Ah!
So what are some tools that you guys like to use to help like make monetization fun?
I've got a mouthful, so I'll let these guys go first.
Y'all, no, you go first. I want to hear what you're saying.
Well, I've got something to say.
Go for it, Hunter.
I think I imagine that there are some similar qualities here with myself and Goobers, at least in terms of the philosophy. And I think we all probably agree on it in general principle that incentivizing people parting with their money. And I always think about myself first in this regard as a viewer. What gets me to want to do it? What gets me to feel committed to the stream and to enjoy giving my money, where I'm actually going to, that's, the great thing about money is not having it, it's using it and getting, you have this whole interaction there, whether it's buying a piece of art or buying food that delicious, or handing it over to somebody and seeing them light up, or seeing them like an idiot eat really hot stuff, or any of the other things that you can do to incentivize it. For me, I've got a couple of tools, like right out of the bat. The primary one, and this is a big reason why tipping is easily the biggest point of revenue for the stream, is that I have a menu. Now, of course, legally, technically, and formally, it is optional for me to do anything on the menu. And that is abundantly clear. And you, as anybody out there listening, needs to make sure that that is clear in text all over the place, especially when it comes to chargebacks and stuff. That's a big one. You're not people aren't buying anything. It's not a transaction where you're giving something in return.
Twitch TOS
Yep.
with bits to allocate
with the cheer,
the bits to something directly. Like, you get this.
So you can try and create an atmosphere of sort of like of entertainment reaction. People are doing something and you're doing something in return, as opposed to the standard idea of streaming is you're just sitting back playing video games and money just flows in. That is, for the vast majority of people, that's not a reality at all. It ought to be most of the time a really engaging activity. Provide something for people to get joy when money is handed out. As a base principle, that's easy to do all the way top to bottom, whether it's for subs, cheer, for tipping, obviously. And you can structure it in a bunch of different ways. One of the things I've been working on with my menu, so generally it's like we have an overall goal for the day just based on the menu itself. I'm not like daddy needs a new 2080 Ti or something. It's like we're just going to set it at 150 because that's when I start putting on a onesie. Okay, everybody can participate. You drop $1, you drop $1,000, doesn't matter. It's going toward that overall goal. It builds up. You hit a certain point. I'm eating a hot thing. Builds up more. It hits another certain point. I'm putting on a onesie. Builds up more. I have to do something stupid. It's this whole cumulative building thing. You can do that over a week. You can do that over a month. Like, oh man, we're so close to that goal. Right there, that gets me to part with my money. Oh, you're so close to your goal. You're going to put pie on your face and stream with that for the rest of the stream. I'm down. Here's a hot 50. Boom, there it is. That kind of stuff, having that building entertainment and community orientation toward it. Everybody feels committed to, everybody wants to see it happen. People who have the money and are committed to the stream want to part with it in order to make it happen. It's co-creating experiences together.
Yeah.
Right. I like that a lot. And I think that's like a really good way to monetize that I don't think people think about, where you see people that have goals, right? They're like, oh, trip to TwitchCon, or, new microphone or something like that. And that's cool and all, but like, what if you instead just focused on giving something to the community, and with that revenue, you make that purchase, right? It doesn't have to be like, guys, give me money so I can have a nice headset. It's, hey guys, give me money and I will do this silly thing. And with that money, I can also buy a new headset and like, get better audio or something.
That's a double incentive.
So with that, I mean, absolutely exactly where I was going to branch off at that point is basically when you are making your stream, you are creating a community as part of it. It's a common thing. Everyone knows, like, well, if you don't know, here's your lesson. When you stream, you're making a community. You're making your own identity. You create something that nowhere else on Twitch has. That is the goal. And if you are being yourself and creating something, even if there is something similar on Twitch, there are enough of them that more than one of you can exist, even if you are identical, but you're not, because you're your own person. You'll have your own spin. What you need to do with monetization to make it a win-win for everyone is literally just building opportunities for your community to further identify itself as its community.
Absolutely.
To showcase the points of what makes your community a unique, different place. For me, my thing is, other than yelling at people when they spend their money on me and calling them ridiculous names and doing ridiculous things, my thing is paying it forward as much as I can. And I'll grab my community offline and we'll do things called goose strikes, where we'll all get into a channel, like 30 of us, we'll get into Discord. I'll mute up like as many people. I'll say, I'll listen, we'll do this at the same time. We'll all get into their chat. We'll all follow at the exact same moment. We'll all host at the exact same moment. And if it's a chat that I know, I will type out a text in chat and say it at the exact same moment. That'll just go, Phew! There's like 30 people saying the same thing. And after that, a lot of times what we've done is bits and drop bits at the same moment. And it just breaks everything. But it's for a good place. And we also make sure that it's not a place in which, that wouldn't be appreciated,
So, yeah.
We're cognizant of that and appreciative of their situations, and I can pick up on cues very quickly. But the idea there is showcasing your community and showcasing what it means to be a community member. And with all of that, people want to show their support for not only you, but the community as a whole by supporting whatever it is you're doing. And there are just basic identifiers as a community that everyone has that you can build to. You can do things that accentuate who you are. What was it? I heard Zeke say this on one of the first Drop Frames shows, and it was it's the line, accentuate your idiosyncrasies, which means play up what makes you weird. Push it to the surface and push that to the absolute nth degree and give people the opportunity to showcase why it is that they are here.
Because it is a co-defined community. That's the nature of a community, right? It's not as much. There's a primary anchor, and it's the broadcaster or broadcasters when it's a crew. But that's ultimately that's what it is. It's an anchor, a guide, a captain, whatever it happens to be. But ain't no captain ever just been solo piloting a ship. Doesn't happen that way. And you got to have everybody's faith, and you got to have that commitment. And in this case, it's bringing a bunch of that joy and co-defining the community together.
For sure. And do you guys use any like third-party tools or anything to like, monetize your stream?
Yes.
Like Streamlabs? Like to help like with notifications. That's the only thing that I currently use.
Just notification stuff?
Just the notification. Well, from the third-party stuff, it's just Streamlabs. Like I haven't done merch in God knows how long, probably like 3 years. I'm not a big merch person, but I don't know, for certain like occasions, like I just hit 5 years on Twitch and I was like, I think it's time to make a shirt. So
yeah.
And then I think it's about time. So Streamlabs has their merch store up now, and I've always like, I know that in the past we've had like other companies that we can get shirts from, like Teespring and Designed by Humans and stuff, and I don't know how many of them actually had the ability to create alerts for your stream. I'm not a professional in that at all, but seeing how easy it is just to use Streamlabs and to use the merch, like that makes me really excited, because not only can I say thank you personally for buying one of my shirts, like it'll appear and other people will be like, oh cool, like I didn't know that was a thing.
It's the same thing that Lowco was mentioning, is like the awareness of the thing. Other people are like, oh hey, yeah, that's a thing.
Oh,
and
I can buy
they
merch,
got thanks for that.
Yeah, it's like I don't know, it's like simple thank yous go a long way.
They
Like
do.
Yeah, like going back to the monetization stuff, and going kind of what you were saying, Goober, is how you have to build it. Some of the how I do it is I do events. I just do events randomly, um, either for holidays or just for game launches or just because.
Mhm.
Like one of my favorite streams that I did was a game themed. It was actually to celebrate like an anniversary on stream, and I themed it towards Final Fantasy 14. It's an online game, Final Fantasy online game, and they what I did is I had different things that they would get, kind of like what you were saying, Hunter, that they get for like doing bits or tipping and stuff, and that adds to the experience of not just the event having fun, but like they can go, like it's not something that they have to do. Like sometimes I would do things like I'll just do a giveaway for just whoever's in the chat as a thank you just for being here. Or if they did want to do bits, like I had like this board of balloons, and anytime somebody did, I'd throw a balloon, it would pop, and it would have like a special like thing. And yeah,
That's
inside
awesome.
of the
Oh, that's dope.
yeah,
That's
it
great.
took a while to make. I'm just gonna be honest, I'll do that. I have a different idea if you ever want to do something like that. Also in Final Fantasy 14, there's a character called an astrologian, and she's like a healer class that uses cards, like tarot cards, kind of. They're not tarot cards, but kind of cards like that. And I remember I hit like, oh, if you tip a certain amount, I will read your fortune. And it's like not, I'm not
That's
a fortune
awesome.
In the game?
no, just in real life.
That's
So,
awesome. That's so great.
it was actually really funny because I
I
actually
might
got
steal
the
that. I'm just
best-
letting you know right now. I might
Take it,
just
take it.
totally steal that.
I'm gonna write that down.
I'll tell you.
That's
I'll
so
tell you where
great.
I'll tell you where I got the tarot cards. Amazon.
All right, good.
But literally, all I did is I just took a card out. Like I would say, okay. I think I actually remember like the funniest moment. One of my mods did it, and what I did is I had a green screen, so I had like Galaxy. I put on a hat, and I was like totally like role playing here, totally role playing. Had the music going on and everything, and I pulled out the death card. So what I told everybody, I was like, ask me a question, and I'll give you an answer, like for your future. And he was like, I can't remember what the question was. It was something like, am I going to get a girlfriend? And it was a death card. And I go,
Oh no.
well, not in this life. You gotta roll with it. And it was like the funniest experience. And like ever since then, like my community, as just going back to Goober said, like how you build it, you build those experiences, you build those inside jokes, you build your community with the things that you do, what make you unique in your stream. And then people will see that and see your hard work and will come back. And like, maybe they don't, do bits or sub yet, but they see like how much of a good time that you create, that they want to come back more.
I've said this line just to emphasize what you just said there with the pushing up the inside jokes and the community aspect and understanding like who communities are. It's a real simple saying. You guys can all remember this. Twitch is a meme-based economy. And that is not just like your dumb memes that are, Bongo Cat, which is great, by the way. But like, it's a meme is an identity of like, basically, something and somebody else knows something, but not everyone knows something. And you guys connect and go, that's funny, but not everyone's going to get it, right? It's an inside joke. It's an identifier of a certain group of people. And they use that identifier to say, hey, I know what's going on there. And when you have that, when you have enough of that and enough of those identifiers to say, oh, that's a very this person thing, or that's a very this person thing. Oh, you're from there and you're from here and doing all that stuff. When you have those identifiers, it's easier for a community member to accentuate those and to bring those to the surface and do things to show that they're proud to be part of your communities.
Yeah.
Streaming on Twitch to 2,000 people. People watching you are proud to be in your community and they want to tell people about it. And the more memes you have, funny or not, are the better, right? And so when you have those things like pulling a tarot card out there, that's a meme, right? That's a meme, right? And you have that identifier now and people want in on it. They want to be part of it.
That's very true about the community orientation with that. critical part of the etymology is has the same Greek root as mime, which is mimesis, mimetics. It's mimicry, right? Same sort of thing. You swap around a letter, it's pretty close. And that is part of what makes communities. You have these and co-creating them. I keep going back to the co-defining, co-creating kind of a thing. Communities are not one person just does a thing and then everybody else also does that same thing, right? It's like people are feeding off each other. I'm not the same person that started streaming 4 years ago. And some of that is my own personal growth and failure. And a lot of it is what is the feedback loop between myself and the other people who are coming in. I don't spend my time doing anything as much as I do streaming, talking to the people who are in my channel specifically. And that back and forth, that is continuously growing. I mimic chat mimics me. We have that back and forth. And as long as there's that positive growth element, that's a big part of that.
Positive feedback loop.
Yeah. And so to your earlier point of like going into other streams and doing the goose strike, did you say? And having a monetized element to that.
We'll have to come into Streamer Square sometime.
Feeds back in. It's really cool.